in my faith, we're taught that none of us are perfect, and there's mistakes I made I probably don't even know about. If I did know about them, I wouldn't have made the mistake in the first place. I'm trying to think of some specific. I'll tell you one thing early on. There was a case where, and I don't know, a mistake, maybe you call it naivety, but in the city of Houston, Harris County said they were going to build a new jail, and with that being said, I let go some jailers so that they could hire some jailers on their own. And if I would have known at the time that they wouldn't build a new jail, I wouldn't have done that. And I probably, if I was more experienced in government, I would have known that if somebody tells you something, how would I say it? You better take it with a grain of salt, unless you know where the source of funding is going to come from. So, that would be a mistake. I made that kind of mistake from time to time, but that's one good thing about having some experience in both the private sector and the public sector, is you have a better idea of who you can trust and when they tell you what you can count on, when you can count on it.
I'm not sure there's any big mistake in my public life's past that is worth dwelling on. I'm about looking to the future. I'm about finding the answers to challenges that face us as a state. So, and there are plenty out there in front of us. So I think spending any time looking backwards is not particularly productive. How are we going to build our transportation infrastructure? How are we going to build out the power and move that power around in the state? We lead the nation in wind production, but we got to be able to move it to where the people are. How are we going to get the water resources that we need to build out our state? People are moving here, or our rolls in the state are growing by better than 1,000 people a day. They're going to use a lot of water. Dallas's major restriction to growth in the future is their access to water. So having those visions in place, whether it's how we're going to build those roads that we're going to need to move our people and our produce and our products safely and expeditiously, how are we going to move the water resources in this state? How are we going to develop more water resources, whether it's expanding the desalination projects that we have on the books, or whether it's building reservoirs where that we can have the water resources. Those are the challenges that we need to be discussing and talking about. And over the last 8+ years, I've been very engaged in laying out ideas. All of them hadn't been accepted, but the fact of the matter is, I'm not afraid to lay out new ideas and have that discussion with the people of the state of Texas, and the ones that do make a lot of sense, that do move this state forward. I don't think there is a question that this is the state that people in this country would rather live in. I might not get every governor to admit publicly that they'd like to be the governor of the state of Texas, but I guarantee you every governor in this country would dearly love, like I did last year, to stand up and talk about balancing their budget, cutting taxes for 40,000 small businesses, and leaving upwards of $8 billion in a rainy day fund. That is the type of leadership and the type of vision that people in the state of Texas appreciate.